My girlfriend admitted she cheated. I needed a real man, she smirked. My friends backed me. I smiled, grabbed my keys, and left. This morning, my phone blew up with 32 missed calls, but I'm gone. Her betrayal freed me. I didn't cry. I acted. Now she's alone and I'm moving on. My revenge is her emptiness and I'm stronger. So there I was, just chilling at my buddy Jake's place last Friday night, cracking open some Bud Lights and watching the game on his massive Samsung TV. You know how it is. The whole crew was there, talking trash about the Cowboys losing again, when my phone starts buzzing like crazy. It's my girlfriend of 2 years calling, and honestly, I almost didn't pick up because we'd been having some weird tension lately. But I stepped outside onto Jake's back deck, away from all the noise, and answered. What happened next still makes my head spin. No cap. Hey babe, what's up? I said, leaning against the railing. There was this pause, like she was gathering courage or something. Then she just dropped it on me like a bomb. I need to tell you something. I've been seeing someone else. My heart straight up stopped. Like, for real stopped. I'm standing there holding my Corona, looking out at Jake's neighbor's Chevy Silverado, parked across the street, and I can't even process what I just heard. What did you just say? I've been cheating on you for 3 months now, with Marcus from my CrossFit gym. Her voice was cold, matter of fact, like she was telling me what she had for lunch. I felt this weird numbness creep up from my toes. 2 years together. 2 years of Netflix nights, road trips in my Honda Civic, planning futures, meeting each other's families at barbecues just like this one. And she throws it away for some gym dude named Marcus. Why? Was all I could manage. And this is where it gets wild, guys. She actually laughed. Like, genuinely laughed at me. Because I needed a real man. Someone who could actually satisfy me, you know? Marcus has this confidence you never had. He drives a Mustang, owns his own business, knows how to take charge. You're just safe. Boring. The disrespect hit me harder than a linebacker hitting a quarterback. Safe? Boring? I'm the one who held her hair when she was sick, who drove 4 hours to her sister's wedding, who supported her through her mom's cancer scare. But apparently that made me weak. So what, you want to break up? I asked, my voice surprisingly steady. Actually, no. I want to keep both of you. Marcus is fun, but you're reliable. I figured we could make it work. I nearly dropped my phone. This girl really thought she could have her cake and eat it too, like I was some backup plan she could keep on the shelf. That's when something clicked inside me, like a switch flip. I wasn't angry anymore. I was done. Completely done. You. Know what? Thanks for being honest, I said, and I meant it. She seemed surprised by my calm response. Really? So we can work this out? I walked back inside where all my boys were still watching the game. Jake looked up and could tell something was off from my face. Everything cool, man? I held up one finger, still on the phone. Yeah, we can. Totally work this out. In fact, I'm working it out right now. What do you mean? She asked. I mean, I'm done. We're done. Don't contact me again. And I hung up. Just like that. My boys all turned to look at me, sensing the drama. Dude, what happened? Jake asked, muting the TV. I told them everything, every single detail. And you know what? These guys had my back immediately. No questions, no judgment, just pure support. Bro, she's trash, said Mike, shaking his head. You dodged a bullet. For real, though, added Carlos. 2 years and she throws it away for some gym rat? That's on her, not you. Jake grabbed me another beer from his fridge. You're better off without that drama, man. Stay here tonight if you need to. But here's the thing. I didn't need to. I felt free. Like this massive weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I wasn't devastated or heartbroken. I was relieved. All those little red flags I'd been ignoring suddenly made sense. The way she'd been distant lately, always on her phone, finding excuses not to hang out. My gut had been telling me something was off, but I'd been too loyal to listen. Update. Hey everyone, thanks for all the support in the comments. Some of you asked if I was really okay or just putting on a brave face. Honestly, I'm doing better than expected. It's been 3 days since the call, and I keep waiting for the sadness to hit, but it hasn't. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Either way, I know I made the right choice. But here's the crazy part. She's been trying to contact me nonstop. Should I hear her out or keep ignoring her? I spent the weekend actually having fun for the first time in months. Jake and I went to this new sports bar called Rookies, watched the UFC fights on their big screens, and I realized I'd forgotten what it felt like to just be myself without worrying about someone else's mood or needs all the time. Sunday morning, I woke up in my own apartment feeling refreshed. I made myself some coffee, threw on my Nike hoodie, and decided to clean house, literally and figuratively. I started going through all her stuff that was scattered around my place. Her makeup in my bathroom, her favorite sweater hanging in my closet, her romance novels on my nightstand. Instead of getting emotional, I just bagged it all up systematically, like I was decluttering my life. Each item that went into the bag felt like another step toward freedom. That's when my phone started going crazy. Not just calls, texts, Instagram messages, even LinkedIn notifications. She was trying every platform to reach me. The desperation was real, and honestly, it was kind of pathetic. The messages started apologetic. Baby, please call me back. I made a mistake. I love you. Then they got angry. You're being childish. We need to talk about this like adults. Then, desperate, I broke it off with Marcus. I choose you. Please don't throw away 2 years over one mistake. One mistake? 3 months of cheating isn't one mistake. It's a lifestyle choice. But the one that really got me was when she tried to blame me. If you had been more attentive, maybe I wouldn't have looked elsewhere. That's when I knew I'd made the right call. She wasn't sorry she cheated. She was sorry she got caught. Big difference. Monday rolled around, and I'm at my job at the tech company downtown, actually focusing on work for the first time in weeks. My coworker Sarah, who knew about my relationship drama, stopped by my desk. "You look different," she said, "like lighter somehow." "I feel lighter," I told her. "It's wild how much energy you waste on the wrong person." That evening, I decided to hit the gym, not because I was trying to become some muscled-up revenge body thing, but because I finally had time for myself again. I'd been neglecting my health, my hobbies, my friendships, all to accommodate someone who was playing me the whole time. At the gym, I ran into my old college buddy Trevor, who I hadn't seen in months because my ex always found excuses for us not to hang out. "Dude, where have you been?" he asked after we finished our workout. I explained the situation, and Trevor just nodded knowingly. Man, I hate to say it, but we all kind of saw this coming. She was always kind of controlling, always had you on a leash. We missed hanging with you. That hit me hard. Had I really isolated myself that much? Looking back, yeah, I had. Every time the guys wanted to hang out, she'd have some reason why we needed to do something else instead. Every time I wanted to pursue a hobby or interest, she'd make it about how I was neglecting our relationship. I'd been so focused on being the good boyfriend that I'd forgotten how to be myself. Update. Wow, the response to this post has been incredible. Thank you all for sharing your own stories and advice. A lot of you have been asking about the 32 missed calls I mentioned. That happened this morning, and it was intense. She showed up at places she knew I'd be, tried to get my friends to talk to me, even contacted my sister on Facebook. The desperation is real, but I'm staying strong. Here's my question, though. She's claiming Marcus dumped her, and now she's fighting for us. How do you handle someone who won't accept no for an answer? Tuesday night, I'm at my apartment making some pasta and watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine reruns when someone starts pounding on my door. Not knocking, pounding. I looked through the peephole and saw her standing there, mascara running down her face, looking like she'd been crying for hours. "I know you're in there. We need to talk," she shouted through the door. I didn't answer. I just turned up the TV volume and continued eating my dinner. After about 10 minutes, she finally left, but not before leaving a note under my door. The note was 3 pages long, handwritten, full of apologies and promises to change. She claimed Marcus had dumped her when he found out she was trying to keep both of us, and now she realized I was the one all along. She promised to go to couples therapy, to be transparent about everything, to earn back my trust. Reading it, I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no temptation to give her another chance. Just emptiness where my feelings for her used to be. That's when I knew she'd killed whatever love I had for her completely. The next morning, I woke up to 32 missed calls. 32. She'd called every hour from midnight to 8 a.m. When I scrolled through my call log, seeing all those missed calls lined up like desperate little soldiers, I actually felt sorry for her. Not enough to call back, but sorry that she was torturing herself like this. I forwarded all her messages to Jake without reading them and asked him to let me know if any of them contained actual threats. Otherwise, I was done engaging with the drama. "Bro, she's spiraling hard," Jake texted back after reading through them, "but none of them are threatening, just really desperate and kinda sad." Work became my sanctuary that week. I threw myself into this big project I'd been putting off, stayed late, volunteered for extra assignments. My boss noticed and pulled me aside Friday afternoon. "Whatever's going on in your personal life, it's really motivating your work performance," she said with a smile. "You seem more focused than you've been in months." She wasn't wrong. Without the constant drama and emotional energy drain of my relationship, I had mental bandwidth for everything else. I was sleeping better, eating better. Even my apartment stayed cleaner because I wasn't always stressed and distracted. Friday night, instead of the usual routine of dinner and a movie, with her, I went to Dave & Buster's with the whole crew. We played pool, destroyed each other at air hockey, and I won a giant stuffed panda from one of those claw machines that I immediately gave to some kid whose parents couldn't win it for him. "You're back, man," Mike told me over chicken wings and beer. Like, the real you. We haven't seen this version of you in years. That weekend, I did something I hadn't done in forever. I bought myself something nice just because I wanted it. A new gaming headset I'd been eyeing for months, but never bought because she always complained about me wasting money on toys. Sitting there playing games with my online friends until 2 a.m., wearing my new headset, eating pizza without someone complaining about the calories. Man, it felt like freedom. Sunday, I decided to visit my parents for the first time in weeks. My mom took one look at me and smiled. "You look good, honey, relaxed." I told her about the breakup, expecting sympathy or concern. Instead, she hugged me and said, "I'm proud of you for walking away. That takes strength." Even my dad, who usually stays out of relationship drama, chimed in while we watched the game. "Son, a woman who respects you doesn't cheat on you, period. You did the right thing." Their support meant everything. It confirmed what I already knew deep down. I'd made the right choice. That night, lying in my bed, which now felt huge and comfortable instead of cramped, I reflected on the whole situation. 2 weeks ago, I thought my life was falling apart. Now I realized it was actually coming together. Update, final update, everyone. It's been 2 weeks since everything went down, and I wanted to thank you all for the incredible support and advice. The harassment finally stopped after I had to block her on everything, and her friends convinced her to give up. Word through. Mutual friends is that she's been telling people I abandoned her in her time of need, and that Marcus was just a mistake she made because she was confused. The victim narrative is strong with this one, but here's the beautiful irony. Marcus apparently wasn't just dating her either. Turns out he was playing the field with several women from that gym. Karma really is something else, right? As for me, I'm genuinely thriving. Started dating someone new last week. Met her at a coffee shop, and she's everything my ex wasn't. Honest, independent, and actually interested in who I am as a person. Sometimes the trash really does take itself out. The best part about all of this is that I didn't have to do anything vindictive or petty to get revenge. I didn't blast her on social media, didn't tell all our mutual friends her business, didn't try to sabotage her relationship with Marcus. I just walked away with dignity, and that drove her crazy more than any dramatic gesture ever could have. Her real man turned out to be exactly what he seemed, a player who was never serious about her in the first place. She gave up something real for something fake, and now she has nothing. Meanwhile, I'm out here living my best life, surrounded by people who actually care about me, pursuing interests I'd neglected, and feeling genuinely happy for the first time in months. The girl I'm seeing now, Emma, is incredible. She has her own career, her own friends, her own life. She doesn't need me to complete her. She wants me to compliment her. When I told her about what happened with my ex, she just shook her head and said, "Her loss. Anyone who would cheat on someone loyal is an idiot." Emma and I went to a baseball game last weekend, sharing nachos and arguing about whether the umpire was blind, and I realized this is what a healthy relationship feels like. No drama, no games, no walking on eggshells, just two people who enjoy each other's company and treat each other with respect. My ex burned down a 2-year relationship for 3 months with a guy who was never hers to begin with. She traded loyalty for excitement and ended up with nothing. She wanted a real man so badly that she lost the one who was actually real with her. The funniest part is that all her friends who initially took her side have slowly been reaching out to apologize. Apparently, once the initial shock wore off, and they heard the full story, they realized how messed up her behavior was. Even her sister called me last week to say she was sorry for what happened and that she always liked me, but I'm not bitter about any of it anymore. I'm grateful. That phone call on Jake's deck was the best thing that could have happened to me. It freed me from someone who didn't value what we had, who was willing to risk everything for a cheap thrill, who saw me as boring instead of stable, weak instead of loyal. Now I'm with someone who appreciates those qualities, who sees my stability as strength and my loyalty as precious. Someone who would never dream of cheating because she knows what she has. My ex wanted excitement and ended up alone. I wanted loyalty and ended up happy. Funny how life works out sometimes. To anyone going through something similar, trust me, the trash really does take itself out. Don't chase someone who doesn't want to be caught. Don't fight for someone who won't fight for you. Just walk away with your head held high and let them figure out what they lost. Because when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. My ex showed me she was someone who could look me in the eye for months while betraying me, someone who could laugh at my pain, someone who thought I was disposable. I believed her, and I walked away. Best decision I ever made.